speaking of aviation, I wanted to share one of my favorite historical figures, who was also a man who
a Red Baron
sought to take to the skies.
One of the best chefs of all time, too.
That's right. No, this guy is actually Austrian. So we're talking about Franz Reichelt, who was born in Austria in 1878.
Wait a minute. Is this guy a Nazi? Oh, wait. Yeah, I just heard that date.
1878. No.
He would have been.
No. Franz later established himself in France as a successful tailor at the turn of the 20th century, but Franz had a passion that ran much deeper than tailoring. He was known by his clients. Pretty deep. He was known by his clients to only talk about one thing: parachutes.
Pussy.
Yeah.
Jesus.
And then also parachute.
Yeah.
Also sometimes parachute.
Sometimes parachute.
Do you know what this jacket will get you?
I was going to say, have you ever pushed a woman out of a plane?
Also, I don't think that's necessarily different from tailoring.
Yeah.
Similar lines.
Kind of similar.
If you're good enough, you could make a parachute.
Yeah,
for sure.
this guy sounds like maybe he was. I guess we'll find out.
So Franz had watched the rapid development of early airplanes with fascination, but he had read stories about plane crashes, and he became determined to help. This is always bad when you're reading stories. You're like,
determined to help.
I can help. So the tailor began to develop a special parachute. Though functional fixed canopy parachutes already existed, and a parachute had already been invented that worked in high altitudes, no parachute existed for people leaping from planes at low altitudes. So this is like a little problem, something goes wrong on landing, and
This guy's all right.
got to bail out.
I like this guy
He's
so
not a
far.
Nazi. He's all right.
All right. Yeah.
No.
He was determined to help.
I think this is going to go well.
Oh, yeah. He imagined something light enough that a pilot could wear it and hardy enough that it could save the pilot's life.
He imagined.
Did he invent the squirrel suit? That would
Kind of.
What if a pilot was wearing a squirrel suit? They just decided to Mission Impossible, just
Outta
jump
here.
out the plane in the middle of the sky for no reason. Would it work?
Yeah, well, Sam, that's exactly what he
Fucking
invented.
A.
right.
We'll put this up on our Twitter and on the
That looks like
screen.
he just has
Yeah.
a
So
tent
people
that
can
he
see it.
couldn't put together quite right.
So,
It does look like a Temu squirrel suit. Yeah.
Don't give him your, don't give him your email.
Yeah.
Don't give Timo your
or
email.
any
Don't.
job
Wish.com.
application website.
Yeah,
God damn, dude.
so, quote, "My new invention is like nothing else," he told Le Petit Journal. It's constructed basically half waterproof fabric, half in silk, and thanks to a system of rods and belts that one can control, the parachute deploys during a fall and will save the pilot's life.
Whoa, rods and belts for
I love
everything
rods
back in
and
the day.
belts.
You're like, how do we solve this? Gotta get some rods, get
That
some
wouldn't
belts.
have been my
Let's
first-
figure it out.
What could this parachute need? I bet a couple of rods. in there.
I mean,
What's easy to wear? Oh, I know, rods and belts.
Well,
Yeah.
belts make sense. How else are you going
That
to strap
rules.
that
Yeah.
fucker to
Yeah.
your body?
Rods.
Rods, maybe that's part of the wings.
Yeah.
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 Gotta be some.
I'm with him.
That's how you
Still.
solve most problems.
Franz's early experiments in 1910 actually went pretty well, but he needed to make the parachute more wearable for the invention to work, and that's where he ran into problems. So enter the parachute suit. Franz lighter, more wearable suits failed in attempt after attempt. Dummy after dummy was thrown from his Parisian apartment, and they all fell straight to the ground.
Just in his neighborhood.
Yes!
Just
Oh, there
driving
goes
everyone.
Franz again, hurling dummies out of his window.
People,
Wait, is that a dead body? Oh, no, it's a
people
dummy.
had
No,
to
that's
have
Franz.
hated this
He does
guy.
this.
I would have loved that. I would have loved because he wasn't doing it like 3 times a day. And this is back before the internet,
That's
where you're
true.
just like a guy is throwing something off the roof.
Yeah.
Let's go
That's
watch.
pretty cool, yeah.
Just a nut testing parachutes down the street. You want to go watch?
Well, and then it got even better because the inventor tried one out himself, but ended up breaking his leg.
I was going
after
to say, does he die in one
I
of
was
these
gonna-
fucking things?
Why would that be your solution? Be like, the tests aren't working. It's probably because it's not
It's
a
probably-
real
yeah,
human
That's a
involved.
frustration. Finally.
These dummies don't know what they're doing.
I'm putting it on.
Need
Well-
someone to manipulate the rods.
That's right.
So Franz was undeterred. Quote, "The suit has not yet had time to make contact with the air," he reflected. "If I had just 50 or 60 or 100 meters instead of 25, the results would be wonderful. I will prove it one day.
Jesus.
Wait, this is he said that after he broke his
Yeah,
leg?
so he jumped out of his apartment. I think it's like, 2 stories, and he just fucking broke his leg.
his legs.
And everyone's like, "Why'd you do that?" And he's like, "I didn't have enough room. I need more clearance."
2 stories.
the whole point of this
How
invention?
much did it say?
The point is,
There's no way it was 2 stories.
I will
I mean, if
prove
you-
it one day.
Yeah.
He's bleeding from his skull.
Bone is sticking out of his leg.
He's like,
Yeah,
just need 100 more meters. And you'll see.
you'll all see.
I'm leaving you. I'll show you all.
So he was especially motivated to prove the worth of his invention when the Aero Club de France offered a prize of 10,000 francs to anyone who could create a safety parachute for aviators that did not exceed 25 kilograms in weight. So trying to find a nice light
pretty
solution.
light,
He went to work.
Yeah, determined that he needed to launch his parachute from a considerable height to succeed, Franz began lobbying the Parisian police to let him test his invention from the Eiffel Tower.
Classic.
Oh, this guy rules.
That's gonna
Yeah.
be fun
Yeah,
back then.
this is
If you're
great.
doing anything involving height, you're like, come on, let me use the tower.
Yeah.
Let me use the tower.
literally-
up there.
What could go wrong?
What are we using it for? It's not.
Yeah, why did we even build it if I can't throw dummies in parachutes?
Yeah. So he's calling the police every day and being like, "Please,
I
just
don't know why the police are in
Hey,
charge.
what you
It's like
wasn't calling him?
whoever
this
runs
guy
the
didn't
tower
own a
should be in
phone.
charge.
Yeah. Well, it said he lobbied the police, so he's writing letters, I assume. But at any rate,
Going
he's
down there.
he's actively
They don't-
contacting.
He's showing
think
up
the
in his
police-
suit.
Sending him emails.
Yeah.
Why do the police have jurisdiction over the tower? I don't-
Because they would
guess it's gonna
they
fall
would
on
arrest
crushed
him,
stuff.
right? Like if he's throwing shit off
Yeah.
Eiffel Tower, so he needs
He
permission
is
to
smart.
do that.
He is smart in that way.
Yeah.
In that way only, it sounds like.
So after a year, the Parisian police finally agreed to let Franz do his experiments
Okay, I bet
from
this
the
goes
Eiffel
well.
Tower. On the cold morning, February 4th, 1912,
Oh, no.
Franz Reichelt arrived at the Eiffel Tower at 7 a.m. But
What an asshole.
Oh, that sucks. That's too early.
to the abject horror of his friends, he hadn't brought any dummies with him.
Oh,
He's
God.
like, I'm doing it.
He was wearing the parachute suit,
All right.
Holy shit.
and he intended to test it himself. Quote, "I intend to prove the worth of my invention," he announced. Everyone he knew showed up to the tower to try to stop him. So, like,
Wow.
he goes up there and he's like, "I'm
an
going to do..."
intervention.
Yes, quite literally. People were, like, coming out of the woodwork, be like, "Franz, no,
You don't need to
stop,
prove
stop, stop,
anything.
stop,
You're
stop,
fine."
stop, stop,
Yeah.
We can go. It's 7 a.m. We can go back and get a dummy. There's plenty of time.
One French paper, Le Matin, noted at the time that Franz's determination to jump caused ripples of trepidation in the crowd that had gathered. And, quote, "Among the spectators, Franz seemed the only one who was actually happy."
Hey, well,
So
then let
this
him
guy's
jump.
like,
let this
yeah.
moron jump then.
This is going to fucking rule.
loves it so
He's got
much.
his favorite costume on. He got up early. Let him jump.
As the crowd below watched, Franz made his way up to the first platform of the Eiffel Tower, approximately 200 feet above the ground.
He dies, doesn't
How many
he?
meters is that?
I don't know. Tell us in the chat.
Yeah, press enter the number of meters.
Look, Americans only use the metric system for drugs, so we don't know.
I don't know. I wonder if it's the amount that he needed. That's why I'm wondering.
The crowd murmured, but Franz dismissed their concerns. Quote, "You are all about to see how my parachute will give your arguments the most decisive of denials."
He loves to declare and shit.
Oh, yeah.
He's
I
like,
just-
I have a declaration
This
to make.
maniac German just screaming from the top of the Eiffel Tower like, "You will
Ah,
see.
but indeed.
You will all see." I guess Bohemian. Technically, he's Austrian, but anyway. The inventor turned back to his friend. "A bientôt," he said, meaning see you soon.
He died.
Franz immediately plummeted to the ground. His skull, back, and every other bone in his body instantly exploded, and he died on impact.
Holy fuck.
His body,
Loaded.
that's the
Where did all
papers.
that research go?
The papers, the way they were describing it, were it's just like he was goo. Like his,
Probably
it
not
was,
enough rod.
Oh.
and it's February, so the ground is frozen solid. There is,
Oh, good.
there shouldn't be any give, but he hit the ground so hard that he made a 6-inch hole
Oh my god.
in the winter.
He went down believing in his bullshit. the
Oh
whole time.
yeah,
He really
no.
believed it.
That's
like
that's
a-
That's a
maybe
good
had a-
way to die.
that's why I like this
tenth
guy.
of a second there. Where
yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. He realized he was a moron in the very last moment.
But that's the thing; he died immediately,
Man.
so
Well, at least there's
he doesn't
that.
have that much time for regrets.
Yeah, just a moment of going,
just
oh,
a
fuck.
moment of it didn't work.
Probably like
Yeah.
3 seconds at most.
Yeah.
yeah. It's like, well, that question got answered.
It'll open,
Bam.
I bet.
Yeah, that's the thing. It was open, but it just
didn't do
it. Like folded over on him. You can see the video on YouTube. They filmed it. Somebody
in
got
1878.
No, this is 1912.
so
okay.
two
He was-
frames.
Oh yeah,
There
that's
is-
when he was born.
He was born
My
in
bad.
1878. Yeah,
like what?
As an infant.
yeah.
He
No,
was 4 years old.
yeah. 1912. They somehow
Whoa.
had enough time of him up on top of the tower, being like, "I'm the fucking shit,"
Yeah.
to be
sounds
like,
like
"Get
they
a
had-
news cam."
They had
pretty
time
cool.
where they were like deciding whether to let him do it.
Yeah,
all
yeah.
his friends.
Yeah, yeah.
They're like, go get a camera while they're figuring this
Right,
out.
right. They're like, "Oh, he's gonna fucking do it." So,
Get a camera. Don't go get a dummy. Get a camera.
oh yeah. Also,
Horrible.
perhaps the most tragic aspect of Franz's death is that it may have been in vain. The tailor wanted to save pilots with his invention, but in Russia, an inventor named Gleb Kotelnikov had already invented a knapsack parachute months earlier in 1911.
Damn. And he wasn't jumping off any buildings.
Yeah.
he
That
did it
guy
the right
probably
way.
did it the right way.
He did
Yeah.
it the right way.
Yeah,
Oh.
like I said, it's on YouTube, but unfortunately the comments are turned off. So I was
Probably marked as
Probably
4
for the
kids.
best.
Yeah, it is
yeah,
memory.
yeah. So anyway, like
Yeah,
we
it
said,
rules.
died believing wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good
It's
shit.
time.
I love that
This
sort of
is
unearned confidence.
something we-
Great. If he had said, "Let's get ready to rumble," at the
Yeah.
He chugs
It's
a can.
time for my skull to explode.
God damn.
But anyway,
Yeah, I got rules.
that's
yeah, I'm a fan.
Franz Reichelt. So
Fucking A.
always believe in yourself, folks. Shout out to Franz.
Or I mean, maybe don't always.
Not always.
What if-
Maybe definitely believe in your friends occasionally.
Yeah.